So welcome back to the Gallerist Gallery. Today we are featuring the Nelson family Chardonnay from South Africa. We think fish pie is going to be a great match for a number of reasons. One, it's just a lovely thing to be cooking at this time of year. Two, this Chardonnay has a little bit of oak, so it can stand up to the smoked haddock in there, Henry? Is that right?
Yeah.
So we need some wine to sort of stand up to some of the smoky flavors in the pie. The wine itself, as you can see, color is slightly golden. This wine's made in Paarl by the Nelson family, and it really is a family business. The father, Alan, set up the estate in the late 80s, and his son and daughter both work there making the wine. A really good value wine as well. So I think it's about £16 in the bottle, but you can get 10% off with a case at the moment. Check out the Corny and Barrel website for that.
We've got some undyed smoked haddock, diced into cubes. We've got some cod that's actually been salted just to firm it up a little bit. We've got some salmon and we've got some prawns that we've shelled and deveined. So that's all going to go into this pie dish raw. We're going to make a lovely white sauce to go on top of that. And then we're going to pipe some mashed potato on and pop it in the oven. We've got equal quantities of flour and butter here, okay, about 100 grams of each. And then we've got about 1.5 pints of milk here that we've brought up to the boil with a couple of shallots, some peppercorns, some bay leaf, and we've actually put a little bit of mace in here for flavour as well. So we bring that up to the boil and then just leave that for about 10 minutes just to steep, just to let those flavours come out. So we're going to add it in bits, okay? We're going to add a little bit at a time. We're sieving it as we go. If you wanted to, you could sieve off this milk into a jug, and then you don't have to do this work as you go, but it's nice and easy. We have in this piping bag, you don't have to put this in a piping bag, okay? You can just fork it on top of your pie, you can do whatever you like, but we're going to try and make it look a little bit nice today. It's just Maris Piper potatoes that we boiled in heavily salted water to make sure they're nicely seasoned, and then mash that up with 50 grams of butter. Okay, so our white sauce is ready. It's a fairly thick consistency, but it's still pourable. So we're gonna just season that a little with some salt. We're gonna pour that on top of our fish mix here. Yeah, and as that cooks, as we said, the moisture is going to come out of the fish.
Yeah.
And all of that's going to meld together inside that dish, and our potato is essentially our lid.
Well done.
Okay, and then that, as I said, that's going to go in the oven at about, at about 180 for half an hour. There's a egg yolk beaten through that mashed potato as well, so that's going to help colour it when it goes in the oven. Yeah, it's going to come out bubbling, nice and hot. Serve it up on the plate with some boiled vegetables, maybe some broccoli or peas, and we're rock and roll.
Fantastic. Our fish pie has emerged from the oven, looking beautiful. And we're just going to take a big scoop of that. Yeah, that's a great combination. Everything is working really well together there. And what's that? That's a great midweek supper or Sunday lunch. Fish pie with Nelson Estate Chardonnay. We are featuring a great value white wine from well, it's available 10% off by the case, and 13% off if you buy the Pinot Grigio and lighter white case. It's from the Languedoc, southern France. It's called Hommage à Colette. And Colette is a lady in the village where this wine is made. She's 80 years old. She still cycles around. She's maintains the local traditions, and they've named this wine after her. Grenache Blanc is the main, a widely planted white variety. That's the basis for this wine. Lovely freshness, it's got a bit of weight, and we're going to give it the ultimate challenge. We're going to cook a dish from that region, artichokes a la Barigoule.
These globe artichokes, they have the stem with them, but these ones are a little bit woody, so I've taken them right down. So you peel away the leaves until you get this indentation, so you can start to see the shape of the inner artichoke. And then I'm just taking the outside of this flesh away so that we get down to the edible part. And it gives us an idea of where these leaves finish and where the edible artichoke starts. So I'm just going to take the top off the artichoke there, and that exposes the choke, which is what we want to get to with the spoon. And then this outer part here is the edible bit that we're going to eat. Dig the spoon in where you see these sort of thistly bits finish, and run that around and just push the choke part out, because we don't want to eat that. And then essentially that's an edible part. So these oxidize really easily and very quickly, so always keep some lemon nearby. Otherwise they're just going to go dark brown as you work with them. So some lemon juice on there, we'll pop that in some water with lemon juice for the moment, and then we'll get on with the rest of our dish. We've got some diced carrots and celeriac. So that's going to go in our oil, sizzle sizzle. We'll give that a stir around, turn this up slightly. A little bit of seasoning just to help bring out the moisture in those vegetables so they don't brown too much. And then I'm going to add our garlic. If we get our garlic too early, it's going to cook too much. It's going to get colour and burn, which is not what we want with this dish. And that would be absolutely fine. And that's going to go in with our celeriac and carrot. A little bit of time, we're going to stick with the rustic theme. We're going to keep the stems on there. It's almost like a kind of quick stew that we're making here, which is quite nice, okay? So almost as if you were making a risotto or something, I guess. We're going to add the white wine, keep that heat nice and high. Depending on who's eating and how many, etc., we're just going to quarter these up. Our white wine is starting to reduce down, so we're going to add about 150 ml of stock. That goes in there too. That's looking good. And we're going to bring that all up to the boil, and we're just going to let that simmer for about 15 minutes until the artichokes are nice and tender. And then we're going to finish it with a little bit of white wine vinegar, and then we'll be rock and roll to go with that wine.
Fantastic, looking forward to it. So, our finished artichoke salad Barigoule. A lovely starter, I guess, as a smaller portion, or this is a perfect light lunch dish. As we said, it could be vegan. Brilliant value wine, this, as I said, almost just £8 a bottle. The artichokes, lovely flavour. They do have a compound that can mess with the flavour of wine, but actually harmonious. So there, great combination. Artichokes a la Barigoule, homage a la Colette, a perfect lunchtime or early evening supper.